Good day everyone. So let's discuss what is T flip-flop. T flip-flop, also known as toggle flip-flop, is a simplified version of JK flip-flop where the output will change with respect to input along with clock signal. This is what a T flip-flop looks like, wherein there is a toggle pin, an output, and an inverted output, and also a clock. This is what a T flip-flop logic circuit looks like. It looks like JK flip-flop, wherein you just have to short it to form a single input T. There are only two conditions in flip-flop, wherein T is equals to 0 or T is equals to 1. If T is equals to 0, the output will be no change. If T is equals to 1, then the output is a complement or a toggle. Let's proceed with the truth table. T flip-flop truth table was derived from JK flip-flop truth table. As you can see, if the clock is low, then it will be in a memory state, right here. If the clock is high and the T is low, then it will be in a memory state, as you can see here. If the clock is high and the T is high, then it will be a toggling state where the output is complement. Here, the truth table. If the clock is 0, then it will hold. If the clock is high and the T is low, then it is in hold. But if the clock is high and the T is high, then it is in toggle. Let's proceed with the characteristic table. Before you proceed to the characteristic table, you must first know your truth table, because your characteristic table is derived from your truth table. If your Qn is equals to 0 or T is equals to 0, there is no change, then your output will equals to 0. If your T is equals to 1, Qn is equals to 0, there is a toggling effect and the complement of 0 is 1. If your T is equals to 0 and then Qn is equals to 1, there is no change, so your output will equals to 1. If your T is equals to 1 and then your Qn is equals to 1, then there is a toggling effect and the complement of 1 is 0. Let's proceed with the excitation table. Excitation table is derived from the characteristic table. If Qn is equals to 0, Qn plus 1 is equals to 0, then RT is equals to 0. If our Qn is equals to 0, and then our Qn plus 1 is equals to 1, then our T is equals to 1. If our Qn is equals to 1, and our Qn plus 1 is equals to 1, then RT is equals to 0. If our Qn is equals to 1 and then our Qn plus 1 is equals to 0, then our T is equals to 1. Next, let's proceed with our simulation of the T flip-flop. The essential characteristics of a flip-flop is that it changes its output state in response to a positive or negative transition in the control signal. If the output is currently logic high, it changes to logic low. If it's currently logic low, it changes to logic high. A logic low input causes the T flip-flop to maintain its current output state. This is the formation of T flip-flop. It is made from JK master-slave flip-flop with two asynchronous active low input, the preset and the clear. If we turn on our EWB and turn on the preset and the clear, the output is toggling non-stop because the T flip-flop are not yet initialized. If we turn on the preset, turn off, and turn on the toggle and make a clock pulse, and turn on the preset, then our output is toggled. As you can see, if the toggle is low, there is no changes in the output. And whenever the clock signal is low, the input is never going to affect the output state. The clock has to be high for the inputs to get active. And when their input is high and our clock is low, then our output is toggled. That's all for today.